chewing gum.
So she made us bring that jacket on. Should we wear it?
Take pictures. What the rest is? That's what I like it. We are recording.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you all know, my name is Joshua Hamlin. I'm your junior class president. And on behalf of Sargent College, class of 2004, I'd like to welcome you to the junior pledge ceremony. Your other class officers, Myra Matthews, Annie Paquette, and Ellen Kim, they will be speaking later. And I'd also like to thank the faculty and administration for being here, as well as the family and friends of all of us. The pledge ceremony is one of many important traditions that make Sargent unique. It gives juniors the opportunity to be recognized as an active and vital part of the Sargent College community while remaining committed to the educational and professional objectives that will ensure our valuable contributions to the healthcare community at large. As we complete the liberal arts and university requirements that serve as a foundation for independent and thoughtful inquiry, we are now ready to pursue professional and clinical knowledge that will enable us to be resourceful and compassionate healthcare professionals. We are happy so many of you could be here and share this event with us. I now have the pleasure of introducing the Dean of Sargent College, Alan Jennings. Dean Jennings.
Good afternoon and welcome. It is my distinct privilege as Dean of Sargent College to welcome you this afternoon to the 2003 Junior Pledge Ceremony. I'd like to do two things in my brief remarks this afternoon. First, as Josh has already nicely mentioned, Junior Pledge is one of Sargent's many long-standing traditions. It began back in the 1930s. At that time, Sargent College, of course, was a very different academic community. It was then called Move-Up Day. And it was a celebration, as Josh has alluded to, that marked a very clearly delineated transition that was occurring for the students in the midst of their undergraduate preparation. A lot has changed since the 1930s, and so I think it's quite reasonable to ask the question, is Junior Pledge still an important celebration for Sargent College? And I'd like to give you some of my thoughts on that today and why I think that it still is. I see two very important reasons why Junior Pledge is an important ceremony to continue here at Sargent College. First of all, students come to Sargent College for a specific reason, although there are many different foci that our students follow. They all have one important trait in common, and that is our students are here because they're interested in becoming health professionals or pursuing careers in health. And that is something they have in common, whether they are going to be a physical therapist, a physician, a nurse, a researcher, a manager, or administrator. What we all who are associated with Sargent College have in common is the shared commitment to health care and to careers in health. And I think it's important to have a ceremony like ours here today to come together to celebrate that commitment being made by the members of our junior class. The second reason that I think Junior Pledge continues to be extremely important in the life of this academic community is that you are all becoming members of the Sargent College community, and soon you will be alumni of Sargent College, Boston University, and that in our view makes you very special. Today we come together as a hallmark of what we always talk about as Sargent spirit. You are all members of a very proud academic community that dates back to the 1880s and our founder, Dudley Allen Sargent. And in community today, we have a wonderful opportunity to come together publicly to applaud our juniors and all that they have accomplished to date. Our faculty, our staff, and our alumni who are here today, and I thank you for coming, all are here to celebrate along with many of your family all that you have accomplished and all that you will accomplish in the future as you complete your academic careers here at Sargent College. And we celebrate your becoming members of this special Sargent College community. Now, we live in troubled times. You need only turn on the TV today to be aware of that. And I'd like to take one more moment this afternoon to share some words in these times from another member of the Boston University community, Dr. Howard Thurman. He was the Dean of Marsh Chapel here at BU from 1953 through 1965, and he was a mentor to many of the leaders of the civil rights movement. He knew a lot about troubled times, and he wrote this passage in a sermon that he gave in 1960 that I think is extremely relevant given what's going on today and given the world that you will be practicing in as health professionals as you pursue your careers in health. He said in this sermon, and I quote, "We are living in a time of revolutions, technical and social. Our reaction to these revolutions may be one of fear, panic, and despair. We may in our reaction be stripped of all hope and all confidence, not only about the meaning of our own lives, but about the significance of the future for mankind. Or we may in our reaction be inspired to a deeper commitment to higher purposes and more meaningful resolves to the end that in us, the dreams for mankind that are cherished will be worked at with fresh vigor and new hope. How we react is our responsibility, and from this, there is no escape." Close quote. So again, to our junior class colleagues, our congratulations. We are extremely proud of you. We applaud you in your accomplishments, and we look forward to the privilege to continuing to work with you as you complete your careers here at Sargent College, Boston University. Thank you.
It's now my privilege to introduce Myra Matthews, your class secretary. Thank you, Dean Jenny.
It is now my privilege to introduce our guest speaker for today, Professor Julie Keyser. Professor Keyser received her Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy from the University of Vermont, her Master of Science in Human Movement Science, and her PhD in Health Behavior and Health Education from the School of Public Health, both at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. She received a dissertation award from the Arthritis Foundation at the University of North Carolina from 1999 to 2001, and a National Institute of Health Multidisciplinary Training Grant postdoctoral fellowship through the Boston University Gerontology Center in September 2000. She has co-authored numerous articles for publication on self-management and exercise, as well as disease management and health outcomes. Her research covers risk factors of disability and disablement among elderly persons and persons with arthritis, providing theoretically driven interventions to decrease disability among elderly persons and people with chronic conditions. She now is an assistant professor in the Rehabilitation Science Department at Sargent College, where she teaches health promotion and wellness and co-teaches the organization and delivery of healthcare in the United States course. Please welcome Professor Kieser.
Dean Jetty, Ms. Claire, my faculty colleagues, parents, and most importantly, the junior pledges. Thank you for this honor and opportunity to participate in your pledge ceremony. With this ceremony, you begin your journey into your professional fields of study, your fields of study that will provide you with knowledge, skill, and resources to be successful health professionals. Some of you will pursue a degree in physical therapy, communication disorders, occupational therapy, athletic training, nutrition, exercise science, human physiology, and rehabilitation counseling. All of you are beginning careers in the health professions that are undergoing drastic changes and will continue to do so well into the upcoming decades. The United States is facing increasing monetary demands of the health and healthcare needs of its society and is moving towards a managed care delivery approach rather than, or in addition to, fee-for-service. These new delivery approaches challenge current health and healthcare practice patterns, but also provide new and exciting opportunities. The aim of the current changes in the U.S. healthcare system is to provide an efficient and effective healthcare delivery system for as many persons as possible. Whether this aim is being met is another topic to be debated at a different time. Nonetheless, the notion of effective health and healthcare for individuals and the population at large resonates with notions of public health and the pledge you are making today. Today, you are pledging to become an active part of the Sargent community and to serve the health needs of the society. As will be evident in the upcoming slideshow, which several members of your class diligently worked on over the past several weeks, particularly over spring break, while some of you may have been catching the rays of the sun, your collective experiences as the junior class of Sargent College show your community spirit, your dedication to helping others, and to growing the Sargent College community. You have overcome and surpassed challenges individually and as a group. You have reached out and extended a helping hand to individuals and communities. You have immersed yourself in different countries to gain a better understanding of how culture influences health. As a class, you collectively bring enthusiasm, energy, and ambitions to help your fellow students and persons in the community. Yet, as you move forward in your professions, how do you continue your collective efforts to serve the healthcare needs of the society? To answer this question, we may turn to the field of public health. What is public health? And how might notions of public health guide the health and rehabilitation sciences towards serving the health needs of society? The focus of public health, in essence, is promoting and improving the health of populations. Since the tragic events of 9/11, concerns of the health of the public, people, communities, and populations of countries such as the United States, Afghanistan, and Iraq, just to name a few countries, are prominent in today's news. Today, public health concerns focus on terrorism, war, and dirty bombs, protecting the public against smallpox, anthrax, and other biological agents, as well as protecting people against unjust living situations. Although these public concerns have the potential to influence and change practice patterns of the health professions, as was evident in the evolution of physical therapy during World War I, today I will address 3 pressing health and rehabilitation science issues and discuss how notions of public health could be used to understand and address these prominent issues. The first issue I will address concerns the now popular term evidence-based practice, or the use of science to guide clinical practice. The second issue concerns the notions of promoting health within the context of today's healthcare environment. The third issue concerns providing quality, cost-effective care. The first issue, the increased emphasis of evidence-based practice to best serve the health needs of society. Your faculty create curriculums and courses that are based on critical and innovative thinking with the goal of preparing you to be leaders of your respective fields. Think critically over the upcoming years, particularly in relation to the current and future scope of your profession and the changing healthcare systems across the world, and strive to be leaders in your fields. Finally, as a physical therapist and faculty member at Sargent College, I welcome you to the health and rehabilitation science fields. As a public health professional, I encourage you to learn more about public health as a means to enhance health for your community, home or abroad. As a healthcare professional with one foot in medicine and the other in public health, I challenge you to build a bridge between public health and medicine and lead your colleagues into an integrated field of medicine and public health. Congratulations to all of you. You have endured and hopefully enjoyed 3 years at Sargent College. Hopefully those years were rich with learning and opportunity. As you move forward in your professional programs, I know your next few years will be equally filled with learning and opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kieser. This year, the class officers worked closely with Deborah Clare to prepare a slideshow presentation capturing what it truly means to be a member of the class of 2004 here at Sargent College. Although we could not include everyone, we tried to illustrate the broad spectrum of activities that many of us are involved in. Let us now take a moment to view our special presentation.
Kids, Gabby.
We have now reached the time in our program in which the pledge will be read and each junior will be asked to sign a book attesting to his or her commitment to the sentiments and ideals embodied in the pledge. I will lead the junior class in reading the pledge found in your program. This pledge is a testament to the principles and values practiced by all healthcare professionals. Would all juniors please stand? As I enter an important phase of my education and professional development, I will strive to become an active part of the Sargent College community in its mission to foster critical and innovative thinking to best serve the healthcare needs of society. I also will support and further the vision of Sargent College to become an acknowledged worldwide leader in the health and rehabilitation sciences by responding to and actively shaping the changing healthcare environment. Please be seated. Dean Jetty will now welcome you as potential colleagues. So as Deborah Claire reads your name, please come onto the stage and sign your pledge of commitment.
Okay, first, Rachel Gaolini. Paulette Gallagher. Victoria Garcia.
We just recorded that. Okay.
Jennifer Goldberg.
Hi, Beth.
Ranit Gorman. Ingrid Hache. Naomi Pilas. Heather Hansen. Mike Harlow. Robert Hilo. Jen Holm. Cindy Hahn. Beth Hornak. And there's someone here that wasn't here initially that I'd like him to come up now. Wesley Baldwin. Laura Jackal. Mark Jagger. Rachel Knopf. Linda Kappelman. Lauren Kelleher. Beth Keppick.
Time that we do conclude our program. After this, would you please all meet back at the Sargent second floor lobby for a welcoming and thank you reception. I'd ask you, the audience, to remain seated, please, until the juniors and platform party have filed out. Thank you very much for attending this year's junior pledge ceremony.
We just shot the side. These are microphones. Oh, good. What the hell are they doing on this side? They should be on that side. I gotta commentate, right? Yeah, I have that shirt. Where did I have that? Look, it's Federal. I have this shirt too. This one right there. Yeah, I got that one. I don't have this one here though. That was a cool tie.
Oh, it's got back up here.
Oh, well, yeah, it's understandable. Don't forget to look. Hi, Beth. Hi, Beth. Some turn it off, gosh, Scott. Oh, we got a friend. There's a friend.
Is any one of these Heather?
Heather.
Yeah.
I have no idea who Heather is. The one in the blue shirt that's coming up now with the black hair. It's Rachel. So get her. You said that's right on that blue shirt. Yep, that was it, Rachel.